Friday afternoon, I sat down with President Obama in the Roosevelt Room at the White House. Mr. President, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Great to see you.
This is a critical moment in the health care debate. And you've been able to assess the landscape. You've got a bill now that's working its way through the Senate. You've spoken to Congress. As you assess the situation, I wonder whether you approach this with a minimum threshold of what you'll accept for reform, or at this point have you said, I've laid out my plan, take it all or nothing?
You know, I think that my focus is on some core principles. I have to have a plan that is good for middle-class families who we know last year ended up seeing a 5.5% increase in their premiums, even though inflation was actually negative on everything else, that have seen a doubling of their premiums over the last decade, that are less secure than ever in terms of the insurance they can actually count on, and more of them can't get insurance because of pre-existing conditions, or they changed jobs, or they lost jobs. So it's got to be good for them. Now, the principles that we've talked about, making sure that there's an insurance exchange that allow people to buy in and get health insurance and negotiate as a big pool to drive down costs, making sure that we have insurance reforms that make sure you can still get health insurance even if you've got a pre-existing condition, and cap out-of-pocket expenses and so forth. Those core things that make insurance a better deal for American consumers. Making sure that it's deficit neutral, both now and in the future. Making sure that it's driving down healthcare inflation so that we can actually deal with our long-term budget deficits. Those are the core principles that are critical to me. And I actually think that we've agreed to about 80% of that. If you look at all the bills that are coming through all these committees, the key is now just to narrow those differences. And if I don't feel like it is a good deal for the American people, then I won't sign a bill.